Hello and welcome to Horror and Monster Collectibles, where today we are going to be taking a look at a true beast of a statue. This is the Sideshow Collectibles Alien vs. Predator life-size PredAlien. Now, about 11 or 12 years ago, Sideshow partnered with Amalgamated Dynamics, ADI, to make the PredAlien life-size bust from Aliens vs. Predator Requiem. And this is taken directly from the molds for ADI's screen-used costumes and props, so it doesn't get much more accurate than this. It is massive and heavy, although I feel like at least part of the head is fiberglass. It's probably the biggest piece I own. You're going to need a very large shelf if you're planning on getting one, and he's got to be like 50 or 60 pounds in weight. Speaking of size, real quick, before we take a closer look, he's about 39 inches deep and about 25 inches tall and about 27 inches wide or so. So he's truly massive. I will not be spinning this around today like I normally do because there's just no way. So we'll be taking a look at him up close in different angles, starting with the front. So we have the clear dome. We have the skull underneath. We'll come up top here. Now this stencil that they've done on the dome, I'm not terribly happy with. It's too clean and too neat and too perfect. What I would like to see is more just really made to blend in with the rest of the statue. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to rework this statue a little bit because I'll go over some other issues that I have with it, although it is amazing. And I'll just kind of go over that as I go through the statue. But here, I really want to come through here and just not make that so clean and crisp and so black. But anyway, let's come down here. You can see where the eyes are, or were, in the skull. And we'll come down here through the front, mouth, and this is picking up to more stuff I need to rework. The unfortunate thing is these teeth are just silver, they're not chrome, which is an easy fix for me, but I wish that they had been chrome. It would have saved me some trouble, but not a big deal. And we'll come underneath here through the mouth, although it's kind of hard to see the way it's lit. Please forgive me. But just tons of detail inside. Again, obviously this being screen accurate. It's just really, really well done. Except for the paint app. Obviously you're not going to critique the sculpt, right? Because it's what was shown in the movie. But you can critique the paint app, which is, you know, it was good for its time. But, you know, the chrome and some other little places I'd like to fix. But I like the ligaments. They are not yellowing over time, which is nice. Some of the Sideshow pieces, like the warrior and stuff, they yellowed over time, and it's kind of unfortunate. But this one doesn't seem to be having that problem so far, anyway. All right, so now I'm going to come down here and kind of show you the neck sculpt. Although it's not really easy to get on camera, I am attempting, but it's just a killer sculpt. I really, really love the PredAlien. The movie, not so much, but man, the PredAlien was like the best part for me. And then here is obviously the front of the base. And we'll come around to the sides of this thing here in a second, but I kind of have to set it in different positions to get views on it because it's so freaking massive, guys. It's ridiculous. But that's the front. All right, so here is the left side view. And again, keep in mind, guys, this is like nearly 3.5 feet long. It's just so massive. It comes in a 4-foot shipper, which you know, I don't think that they could pull it off these days with shipping prices and stuff. Back in the day, they could get away with a 4-foot shipping box. It's an early massive box, but today's rates, I'm not sure that they could get away with that. And then the dreads come in a separate box, which, by the way, the statue is all one piece except for the dreads, which attach separately. They're all individually numbered and easily matched with their hole. So let's just kind of start at the top, work our way down. But again, just incredible detail throughout here. Now I got a smoking deal on this guy, and he does have a blemish or two, which I'm going to need to fix. Right through here, there's a blemish here and here, but that's easily fixed. And that part I feel like is fiberglass, which they got to cut some weight out of this thing somewhere. The dreads are solid resin. I do know not that much, and then so is the base. It's kind of come down through here. But man, this thing is just ridiculous. And I am so thrilled to have this beast in my collection. Just utterly massive. I like the wash that they have coming down on the base. Come back through here, through underneath the head. Man, this thing is so freaking rad. And here is the right side. And as I do this, I'm going to get more and more out of breath by lugging this thing around on the table. Good Lord, this thing is massive. I know I keep on saying that, but man, it's really big. All right, let's take a good look up top here at the crown of the head. Work our way back on this side. And speaking of shipping, I mean, it would just be so much to ship this thing nowadays. I had a friend, Tom, who was getting out of the hobby and gave me a good deal on it. And I came down, I just drove down and picked it up. Loaded it in the car and took it back home. But the thought of shipping this thing would be a literal nightmare. Especially with shipping companies nowadays. Here, underneath on this side. Again, it's just so amazing. It has such amazing presence. It's ridiculous. All right, guys, so that's about all there is to go over on this piece. Again, I know I keep on saying the same stuff, but I mean, it really is just amazing, and I think that you guys have to see it in person to get a full idea of how much presence this thing has in a collection room. I've seen videos in the past of people that had it. Nothing conveys its size with other than seeing it in person. It's crazy. Again, it's highly accurate since it was taken from the ADI molds. There are only 350 of these guys made, so it's become pretty much a grail piece for most fans. And it also has an extremely high price tag. Again, this was originally, you know, what, 10 years ago or so, $1,250, and it's probably tripled in price since then. And there are some blemishes on mine, but since I got it for a great price, I don't mind working on it and getting it up to how I want it. It's not going to take a lot, and it should be fairly easy. The main gripe I have with it is the teeth not being chrome, but it's not really that big of a deal. And what I'll probably end up doing is just doing like an after video for you guys when I do have free time to repaint it and touch it up. I will kind of show you guys what it looks like afterwards. So yeah, that's about it. The Predator stuff like is really picked up as far as licensing. Prime One has done a really good job, in my opinion, on the big game, the quarter scale big game. And I, while it's not technically a jungle hunter, I mean, obviously that's what they intended it to be as. I think that they did a get around because of the licensing, but I have that coming, or by the time I post this video, I may have already done a video on the Jungle Hunter, and then I have the Victim with it, and I think that that's going to look like a kick-ass quarter scale piece. And as we all know, Prime One has the 1/3 scale Jungle Hunter, which will probably be the be-all end-all of Predator statues, in my opinion. But for me, being such a huge fan of Alien and Predator, this creature design by ADI is the be-all end-all. I love the way that everything came together and they fused the two creatures. And in the movie, PredAlien was just such a freaking badass. And I really wish that there was more of him, just because he was so fucking badass. Anyway, hopefully you guys love this as much as I do. I'm telling you, once you see it in person, it's utterly insane, and it still holds up to this day as just being a kick-ass statue. Again, it weighs a lot. All the dreads are separate, and the shipping box is about 4 foot by 2 foot by 3 foot. I mean, it's just huge, and it's probably impractical to ship. It would cost a fortune nowadays. But if you can find one, get it. If you find a good deal on it. And I had to sit this one out for years until I found a good deal. But I'm glad I did. And I'm really stoked to have it in my collection. So as always, feel free to leave me questions or comments. I'll be happy to answer them. And feel free to like and subscribe and click the bell for notifications for new videos. And I will leave you guys with some studio shots of this guy.